can do that.
Hey, y'all.
Could you hear us okay? Mike's good? Right on.
You good?
You want to be closer? All right.
Come on.
You're going to be trouble, I think.
Chair's down here. You can sit right here.
Don't encourage them yet.
That's all right.
All right. Well, here's the first thing. We do want to talk a bit about your photography today, but...
Did you tell them that I used to sing with Brooks and Dunn?
I didn't tell him that yet.
Yeah, I should do that. I used to be one of the singers with Brooks and Dunn. I'm the Dunn of Brooks and Dunn. Yeah. That's what all this campaign is about. Like last night we put "Who is Ronnie Dunn" on the roof of the Ryman. So it's like I got out there and nobody knows me.
You're a new artist. You're practically a new guy.
Yeah. So there's that.
Best new artist.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're not interrupting at all. But I'm glad you brought up last night, because last night was Ronnie surprised Broadway, everyone on Broadway, Fifth and Broadway. Were you there? All right, right on. He did a good job and caused gridlock for pretty much the whole of downtown. So congrats, man.
Thanks. That's like the new rules, is that there are no rules. So
there are no rules.
Our guys went down in guerrilla fashion and just took over. We didn't ask anybody if we could do what we could do, and they did. And a couple of us got arrested, but it's all right.
So he had 4 songs you performed last night, and they were all from new songs that he's going to be putting out eventually. But before we get into that, let's talk a bit about how you pulled it off last night, because it's kind of hard to surprise people in this day and age.
We pulled it off by not letting the guys in our camp know what was going on. We didn't tell the left hand what the right hand was doing, so the crew guys went down and set up everything as people were coming out from the CMT Awards. And they snuck a projector across the street so that they could get the symbol up on the Ryman roof last night that says "Who is Ronnie Dunn." And am I talking loud enough? Can you hear me? Okay. And then they hid the sound system inside Rippy's barbecue and told us to show up at a certain time, and they had helicopters shooting from the top. And there's that. I'm seeing what happened today coming on the web and on my phone.
And you also had dancers.
Yeah, dancers. That's called a flash mob. I'm kind of new to that. I was around when the line dancing thing happened years ago. Yeah.
What would you call that dance last night?
I'm not sure what I call it. I never really acknowledged line dancing, so there's that. But it's called a flash mob, and my publicist E.B. McFarland and her bunch put that together. And it's some new tech thing you do. You email them and they show up and dance for you.
If y'all haven't seen it just yet, be sure and check out Google hit on the web. Google the whole Ronnie Dunn Broadway ambush and "Who is Ronnie Dunn," and we'll find it. Yeah. So you did 4 songs though, and one of them was called "Kiss Me There."
Yeah, called "Kiss You There," and it looks like
"Kiss You There."
Yeah, that's going to be the first single off the upcoming CD. We recorded 20 songs.
20 songs?
20 songs. We're going to leave it up to you to come up with a title, but we're going to give you choices. It's either going to be Peace, Love, and Country Music or Country This. So we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out online and on Facebook. How's that? Yeah. Or Twitter.
"Kiss You There" is available on iTunes, we should say, right?
It is. SiriusXM started playing it yesterday. They're playing Country This and "Kiss You There."
"Kiss You There."
And it's available on iTunes for 69 cents. And I can do that because I'm an independent label right now called Little Willie.
You launched your own label, right?
Yeah.
Could you talk a bit about the Little Willie name?
Yeah.
Sounds fun, man.
Yeah, Willie's going to sue me for it. But what is it? I was put in the Texas Songwriters Hall of Fame a few weeks back, and I stood up like that. And I walked up to the mic and kind of choked up and kind of mumbled like I'm doing now. And for the first year, the prize is a little bronze Willie. So I did all the proper, I think, thank yous. And then I started walking off, and I looked at it and I went, "By the way, thanks for the Little Willie." So, and it has multiple meanings, but we won't go there. I didn't realize it at the time.
And it stuck. It's a great name.
It stuck.
So in our current issue, which we were talking about before with Carrie on the cover, we have a great story about Ronnie's new hobby, which is photography. And if you look at these here, and these right here, they are 6 of some of the sunsets he's been doing, and he's specializing in sunsets at his home in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And I'd love for you to talk a bit about that. I know backstage you and I were talking, and you said you can talk about it for forever, so I know something you're very passionate about.
Well, I have a house in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and we're right in the foothills, and it faces west. So every night when the sunset obviously goes down, I haven't got it to set in the east yet. You know what I'm saying? But these are all shot from the same spot. If you look, the mountain range is kind of the same. So it's Janine's way of getting me out of the house. I'm not trying to be a photographer in any way, and this was Evie's idea to do this, or I never would pull this stuff out. I just keep it and play with them on Facebook and post them and stuff. They're not for sale. And I'm not a photographer. I just take a lot of pictures. And the longer I stay out there, the better Janine likes it.
Your wife, Janine, of course.
That's my wife, yeah.
But you did just say something that they're not for sale, but in fact, there are 8 of them up for bid here today that you could purchase to benefit CMA's Keep the Music Playing. So find them. I believe they were in the registration area, and you could bid on them and take a little piece of Ronnie Dunn's photography home.
Yeah.
Cool. But what I was really struck by, and I just learned this a few minutes ago, was it's the same photo area he takes. So if it's like getting up on the stage and just shooting that direction every morning, then in your case it's every evening, and the only thing that changes then is the sun and the reflection of the light. Is that right?
Well, and me, you know, sometimes I just leave the tripod out, and sometimes it's just, you know, I wake up and we'll shoot them again.
So how did you get into it though? What made you want to start shooting sunsets?
I forget what it was. I don't know what it was. We were shooting videos for the first solo record, and all the guys involved were using Canon Mark IIs to shoot all those videos. They're not using big movie cameras anymore. And I was amazed at how cool and how clear the images were, and how enhanced the coloring was. So they set me up to get them out of their hair. I was asking questions about it. Said, well, here, we'll give you a camera, we'll get you set up with the lenses and turn you loose. So, and I just went click, and it like, all of a sudden I looked like a professional photographer kind of. So that's it, it's all in the tools.
So a lot of you, of course, have your cameras here today. Could you tell them what kind of camera you use?
Yeah, it's a Canon Mark II. I know there's a Canon Mark III now, but I don't know, we could get technical. But I had some great guys here in town who are really good photographers that turned me on to lenses and things like that. And I just carry a backpack around, shoot to get out of the house.
Did you ever consider branching out perhaps and doing portraits or?
No, I'm as busy as I can be trying to write songs and sing them on tune and pitch.
What about sunrises? Maybe get up one day and come on.
I'm in the music business. I'm in a band.
You don't get up early.
I hate to see those.
So how many photos do you have now? I think I heard it's a pretty impressive number that you've taken.
You know, I do. I've got to the point where I max my computer out, so I have to do, I think around 30,000 or so.
30,000 sunsets.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So 30,000 times you were out there and probably taking how many?
Yeah, they change every second. And he goes, what are you doing? You're taking the same picture of the sun going down like every few minutes, but it changes out there. I mean, you see the air, and like in the view you do in Santa Fe, it'll change just like that. So you can just pow, 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 and they look different.
Do we have anybody from Santa Fe? Is anybody from New Mexico here?
Yeah.
Yeah? Right on. So they know what you're talking about then.
Come see us, you know. Good enchiladas.
What is it about that part of the country and really that city that attracts so many artists?
They say that it's the air and the light as much as anything. They are real strict on light pollution and the air there. There are a lot of movie facilities out there, and the restrictions for the state don't allow you to have like even uplighting in your yards just to keep the sky clear. So the stars at night are like lasers. You know, it's really cool.
There's no light pollution, right?
No light pollution at all.
Marty Stewart, you guys are Marty Stewart fans too. He played the Ryman last night. Anybody go?
Yeah.
He has done a photography book along with some other people. Would you ever consider doing something like that?
I don't think I could do what Marty does. That requires too much talent. It really does. I'm stunned by how good Marty is at taking portraits. He's gifted at that.
Yeah, it's probably different, I guess, between shooting a human face and shooting.
Well, in lighting, I mean, that's a science. He's really good at it. I have almost all the books he's done. Anything on Johnny Cash that comes through, I'll scarf up.
Ronnie also has had a wonderful Twitter presence. I don't know if anybody follows Ronnie on Twitter, but it's quite enjoyable. And you recently talked a bit about organizing an Oklahoma tornado benefit.
Yeah, I can't say anything. I was just going back and forth with Toby Keith a minute ago, and I called Garth as soon as I was in Shawnee, Oklahoma, coming back from Santa Fe on the bus, and I'd never do this. I usually I'll grab a plane and we'll go back that way. But I decided to take the bus back, which is a 2-day ride, and we stopped overnight, unbeknownst to me, in Shawnee, Oklahoma, which is where the tornado had just hit the night before. And I wake up, letting the driver sleep, and all of a sudden the sky goes really dark, and I'm watching the Weather Channel, and they start going, there's a tornado on the ground in Moore. So I turn my phone on the iMap so I can see where I am relative to Moore. Well, it's miscalibrated, and it was showing that we were south of Oklahoma City. And I'm thinking, well, okay, we're out of harm's way. About that time, my driver wakes up, and he goes, what's going on? I said, there's a tornado on the ground 2 miles wide. And we have 15 minutes to move. But I said, we're south, we're good. And he goes, no, we're not. We're in Shawnee. We're west. We're just right down the road from where it was happening. So he got up. Janine's going, well, I got to make him some coffee. I said, you don't have time to make coffee. There's a tornado coming. So we took off running. Anyway, I called Garth, and I said, what are you going to do? I said, I know everybody in Oklahoma is going to kick in. He said, well, I think we need to wait for Toby to stick his head up. That's his hometown. And, Garth's he's a class act when it comes to that. And I said, okay, well, let's do it. But in the meantime, let's text back and forth. And I popped off on Facebook a couple of times with a date. Toby has a date set. He's going to announce it here pretty soon. Garth's involved with it, and several other people. So it's going to happen. I just can't say because Toby beat me into the ground.
But
Garth will be unhappy. Know that.
Could you talk a bit about your connection to Oklahoma? Of course, you're from Texas, but I know you have some strong Oklahoma ties.
Well, I was born in Texas, and then we moved shortly after that. I went to 13 schools in 12 years, so I'm not sure where I'm from. Yeah, there you go. But I spent as much time in Oklahoma as I did in Texas, and which is a little over probably 20 years. And I moved from Tulsa, Oklahoma, to Nashville, and that's how the hookup came. Garth's sister used to be in my band. We were playing bars there, and Garth and I would switch out and do rodeos when they would come to Tulsa a lot.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't know she was in your band. That's terrific.
Yeah.
So let's talk about music in Oklahoma, just because I know we talked about your Texas Hall of Fame honors. Could you talk about the Oklahoma one?
Yeah, I guess there are advantages and disadvantages from moving around so much, but I was put in the Oklahoma Hall of Fame a couple of years ago, Music Hall of Fame. So I'm gonna try to hit them all.
Multiple Hall of Fames right here.
I'm gonna work the room.
Maybe one day though we'll see some sort of photography Hall of Fame. You never know.
Probably not.
Probably not. Hey, are you an iPhone guy though too? Do you use an iPhone camera?
Yeah.
Have you ever shot sunsets, like if you're on the road?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So it's not, I mean, of course, the big thing is being in Santa Fe, but if you're on the road and you guys are...
Oh yeah, I see them all the time and do that. And I try to keep a camera around. There's cameras laying around everywhere for that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Cool. All right, well, we want to take some audience questions if people have some questions. Cliff is here somewhere with a microphone. There he is.
Can my mom have a hug?
Yeah. Come here, Mom. You do it here? I don't know. In front of God and everybody, huh?
How about actual questions? Do people have actual questions, though, for Ronnie, too?
That was a question?
Well, but with an answer. That's devotion.
Joe, we're over
Yes,
here.
sir. All right, Cliff, thank you. Yes, ma'am.
When are you coming to the UK to perform?
When are you coming to the UK to perform?
You know, I don't know. My manager's pretty hooked up over there. Maybe I can talk him into doing it before long. I'd like to do it.
Sir?
I was born in Belen, New Mexico.
There you go.
I live in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
I've been all over the world, but my one big question for you is which kind of chili do you prefer?
Oh, green. Green. That's hot, right?
Have you been to Hatch much? Have you gotten the Hatch chilies?
Oh, yeah.
Ronnie?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah?
tell you a story. Yeah. We were out on tour with ZZ Top, and a few years ago, and Billy Gibbons loved Hatch chilies, so I was going into Santa Fe because it's Hatch chili season, and I went at the last minute before we got on the plane and had two big boxes cooked. You know, they roast them, and it stunk up the plane. To this day, it smells like it. It's bad. It's bad. Brand new. True story.
Can we expect a Brooks and Dunn reunion tour in the future?
No.
No?
No, put the mic down.
You knew that would come up, of course.
The colors in there are like really pretty. Is that straight up just a picture, or did you touch it up at all?
No, we were talking about it backstage. I don't have an iPhoto to do that stuff. It's that crazy, yeah. And you go through and just edit them and pick them out. But the sky will be bright red one night, and it has to do with the dust or the smoke or whatever's going on in the atmosphere at the time. It's insane, yeah.
Someone has a mic? Yes, ma'am.
Hi. First thing I would like to do is wish you a happy... Oh,
I can still hear you.
okay. I wanted to wish you a happy belated birthday.
Thanks.
And did you happen to bring Janine and Haley Marie with you?
Did I bring them? No.
Okay. And one other thing. Are you still racing that car on the flat salts, where you go over 100 miles?
Oh, the Bonneville salt flat thing?
Yeah.
No, I was too embarrassed after the
Why?
first time. It was a 56 Buick, kind of chopped up like Frankenstein by some Santa Fe artist guys, and we were going to go out and see if we could break the record at 156 miles an hour. I ran out of fuel halfway down the track. They set me up.
It
was a big setup.
It was fun. It was fun.
Thank you.
Ronnie, who influenced your career in the pre-Brooks and Dunn days?
Who managed it or?
No, who influenced? Who was an influence on you?
Who are your influences?
Before my dad was a hardcore country fan. I mean, he wanted to be a country singer. I think a lot of people know that, but it was all about Hank Williams Sr., Roy Orbison, Merle, Porter Wagner. It's all you name it, and George Jones. It was all in the house. So I had to sneak out to listen to rock and roll. We all did. That generation,
Are you ever going to perform here again
I'm
at the CMA?
I'm beginning to wonder.
What else besides sunsets would you be interested in photographing or taking pictures of? Like landscapes or?
Would you branch out?
Oh, maybe nudes.
All right, you're not looking for volunteers, though, are you?
Naked cowgirls? No, I'm kidding you. No, I don't know.
All right, I think we're about wrapping up.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Let's
Let's give a
down.
hand for Ronnie Dunn.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you, sir.
If we wanted to watch TV someplace else, we'd have to go to my